Welcome back to my channel, and uh, I'm very happy to have the opportunity to be with you again and be able to make another video. Um, Before I begin, I would like to thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel and for liking my videos and for viewing my videos. And obviously, this really encourages me. This really motivates me more to make more videos and more uh, bring more ideas and talk more about my life and answer the questions. So, thank you once again for everything that you folks are doing for me and taking the time to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share with friends and contacts. Because when I meet you guys, you tell me that you share my videos with your colleagues and friends and contacts. So this makes me so happy. And like I said, this encourages me more to make more videos. Today I received a couple of questions, not a couple of a few questions, and I wanted to not from one person but like several individuals asking the same questions and asking me if I could make a video about that and to also talk about blindness or disability in general. I would like to begin by answering a few, questions that are from a few individuals, and I would like to respond. So, the first question is if blind people dream, because it's a question that I often get asked, and specific, like I said, a few individuals ask me to make a video about this and ask me this question. So, as you know, guys, I lost my eyesight at the age of 7, and now I'm 38, 39 years old, and it has been more than 30 years that I have lived with sight loss or with blindness. So that's why I would like to. I often get asked this question, and I would like to respond to that. So uh, yes, actually, people with sight loss also dream, and the question is that what we see when we dream. So when first of all, everybody's experience might be different. Like it doesn't need to be the same when it comes to people with sight loss, their experiences. Like it can vary from person to person, and all given this that when they lost their eyesight and how much I should say they can see and what happened. So, and my personal situation, I lost my eyesight in the war. So I lost my eyesight in 2 hours. It was not a gradual process. In fact, it was like abrupt an incident, and as a result of a grenade that landed in our house in Kabul, Afghanistan, I lost my eyesight. So my experience, absolutely, I know, is different from people that who loses their eyesight, when they're born or gradually due to some diseases or some sort of incident. So, but for me, it has been I severely impacted by war, and as a result, I lost my eyesight. So yeah, back to the question. Uh, People with sight loss dream. I dream, and how I dream and what I see. So basically when I live on daily basis and when I interact with people, when I communicate with people, I get an image, and that image doesn't need to be true or false, but I as a blind person get that picture when I meet someone. Let's say I meet someone and she talks to me, I get a picture about her face, about her eyes, her hair color, and the way that she dresses, how tall she is, if she is big or small. So all those details. Or when I interact with an object. So let's say for the first time when I touch something, or when I get bumped to a chair or a desk or something like that in the kitchen. So I get a picture of it. I can call it a mental image or a mental picture of the object or of the individual. So when I dream that image that I got when I was awake. So when I dream, that basically appears to me, and in light of that, I dream. And that's how a blind person, or specifically in my situation, I dream. Like I said, probably people with sight loss have different experiences. It depends, but in my situation specifically, I dream the picture or the mental picture or the mental image that I have from objects or from individuals. So let's say I get to bump to a chair, and I get a mental image of the chair as to be a black chair or a leather chair. Of course, I can touch, so that's I can tell the difference between a leather and a cloth or cotton, because obviously I can. I can touch that, but in terms of the color, I can get a sense of the color as to be black. Or if I don't touch it fully, the chair, I mean, so I get like how big it is or how small. Again, it doesn't need to be absolutely accurate or absolutely like false. So it is an image that I got as soon as I got bumped to the chair. So then when I get bumped to the chair, I touch it really slightly and I can tell it was leather, and then I move on and I start going after that. So I walk away. And now the next time when I dream the chair, or that specifically chair that I got bumped to, or somebody told me something and I dream about that the night after, I dream the image or the mental image that I got from that specific chair at that specific moment. So this is how I dream, and I dream in light of that. So yeah, that's how I do that. I hope this answer gives you an image or a clear response that what I mean when I say that I dream. And again, this is something that is everybody is, it might be or is different. In my particular situation, this is how I dream. And also, in terms of the second question that I got was, how do blind people travel? It's a question. So before, you know, so things have changed a lot since many years, or since even last year, since 2 years ago. So as you know, which will bring me to the third question, but for now I will stay on the second question, is that how people travel, how people with sight loss travel. So the major thing which I do, again, I'm talking about my own situation here. I ask people about how I get from one location to another. So I ask individuals and I ask people, and people are so kind and friendly and nice. They take time to help us. and I really appreciate that. Also, another tool nowadays is the app or the applications within the Apple products or Android. So for me, because I'm an Apple user, I have an iPhone. I have certain apps that help me to navigate the direction. So before, like I rely heavily on people. So I was asking around, I was asking people if they see something here or what they think if that where that this street is going or what this direction or let's say how I can get to that specific store and all that stuff. But nowadays we have apps. So with the apps we can find our direction or we can navigate the direction very well. And these apps or these applications communicate with people with sight loss, and obviously these apps could be downloaded from app store. So I really admire and appreciate the app developers. They really care about the quality of these apps and the way that they function. So they also make sure that it's fully accessible and accessible and be used by people with sight loss. So yeah, there's so many apps. I don't want to name them, but if you want me to make a video about the apps or what kind of apps, stuff like that, please leave me a comment, and I will be really happy to talk about a specific or certain apps that could help people with sight loss to travel independently. So the other question that I often get is the technology or assistive technology. So because I use iPhone, and for some people, it is really something that they get amazed when they see that I can use iPhone. So iPhone, obviously, that when I touch the screen and when I am able to use that, this is something that they find really amazing. And they ask me that how I use my phone. So there, before I specifically talk about iPhone, I would like to talk about the major softwares that are available for people with sight loss. Obviously, there are so many more out there, but again, it's about my situation, specifically to my situation. I use two major softwares. So the first one is VoiceOver. So VoiceOver is an application that comes in each Apple product. It's an application or a software already built in within Apple products. You don't need to buy an extra software to install in your device or a computer or in a phone. It comes with each Apple product. So it comes with an iPad, it comes on an iPhone, Apple computer, everything about Apple. So the other one is called JAWS. And JAWS stands for Job Access with Speech, that I use, and I have been using that for many years. So it is a software that you can buy from certain companies, and then you need to install that in your computer. So when you install in your computer, then computer communicates with you. So it's not that the computer will talk to you, but the software, the JAWS software will read things on the screen or whatever is on the desktop. So or when you have a laptop. So the way that it functions is you have to have the knowledge to use computer, and this software only helps you to understand where you are in your computer, and what you are touching, or what kind of documents or information is on the screen or desktop. So let's say if you press A, it will tell you A. If you press D, for instance, it will say D. And now you have to know that how you, let's say, check your email, or how do you like research, for instance, how you can go to Google. So these things are something that a blind person must understand in order to use JAWS software as well as the voiceover. So again, the voiceover will like be on your phone. So the way that you activate is you can go to settings and general and accessibility, and then you have the option to turn off voiceover if it is off. If it is off, you have the option to turn on voiceover. As soon as you turn on the voiceover, so the big difference is that you can do everything with a double tap, because with one tap basically you can select something, and the double tap you can activate that application. So but for side like users, it is just single tap, because they can see, and with one tap they can decide whether to activate an application or move to another thing. But for us as blind people, we have to know that what is on the screen. So one tap is to tell us what is that. Let's say in one tap I see it is like on my phone. It says phone. So if I would like to activate that, then I will double tap. So that's how an application is activated. So again, the voiceover doesn't do anything for you unless if you touch the screen. Yeah, I know you have the option to activate Siri, and Siri will help you a lot, but I don't use Siri as much. In fact, I don't use that at all. And I actually do a lot with my fingers, and I touch the screen and it takes me to certain applications. So the way that I use is I can say not 99%, but in fact 100%. I rely on my phone when I travel, when I call Uber, for instance, or when I use my YouTube channel, or upload my videos, or when I watch things on my YouTube channel, or when I use YouTube, or when I am on my Facebook or other social media accounts, or email, everything from finding a phone number to these things. I heavily rely on my iPhone and Apple products, because I have an Apple computer, I have an iPad, I have an iPhone, and all that. So that's how basically it works. And Apple basically is working to make things as accessible as possible. And I really appreciate, as a person with sight loss, as a person that advocate for accessibility, I really appreciate the efforts that Apple people have put in order to make things accessible and to make things more inclusive. So to ensure that everybody uses as equally as possible, and that's something that I really appreciate about that. So sorry. So to in order to get the voiceover, like I said, you don't need to install anything. It just you need to activate that. And if you like to deactivate the same, you can go to settings and general accessibility, and then you can turn off voiceover. And again, the iPhone will turn to a iPhone that could be used by a sighted person with a single tap. So yeah, I hope these answers are so good, I mean satisfactory, I want to say, or could respond to the questions. So like I said, if you like these kind of videos, you let me know, and I will be really happy to make new videos, and will focus on your questions. So you can leave me comments. But before I finish this video, I would like to tell you that I always encourage my friends who are visually impaired or who have a disability to be open to questions. Like, I do not mind when people ask me when I lost my eyesight. Although for some people it is not a good question, and they get sort of irritated when they are asked that question. But in my particular situation, in my particular personality, I should say, I always I'm open to answer any questions, and I really encourage to do that. I mean, my friends, because this shows our confidence. This shows that we are confident when it comes to disability. Like when I used to apply for jobs, now I'm working, but when I used to apply for jobs, I used to disclose my disability on my resume and the cover letter because I really wanted to make sure that the employer who is going to hire me must know or must understand that I am a person with sight loss. I am a person with a disability. So I didn't want to show up to an interview that could shock an employer. And that's something that obviously they will change. That will change their decision, I want to say. Before, if they assume that they would hire you, but as soon as they see you that you have a disability, then obviously that decision will change. But if you communicate beforehand that you have a disability or you are blind, they will think about the type of accommodation that you may require in achieving your task. So if they hire you, they will even think about accommodation and they will open their arms to accept you. But if they don't, from that moment they will not. So it is really important for us, friends, that we should disclose our disability. And for me, disclosing my disability is my confidence. In fact, by doing that, I show to the people that I am very confident, and not only about the job, but also about the when we go out with friends. Let's say if you would like to date someone, if you would like to request something. So everything starts from disclosing our disability, because this is something that I have found it very, very useful. And I don't get upset or sad, whatever I should say, when people ask about my visual impairment. Before even they say, I say this is part of my introduction, and I'm happy to do this. That, oh, actually I'm visually impaired or I'm blind. It is something that I do. And the other thing is that when we do this, people think that we are happy with who we are. We are satisfied with we are, because we have to show that we are happy, even if we have a disability or even if we are blind. Because as a result of my disability, I have been able to possess other skills. So, this is another thing that we can show to the employer specifically, that if as a result of my disability, I have been able to possess or develop other skills. So let's say I am blind, and as a result of my blindness, I have been able to improve my listening. So I could listen better, and I could understand something better. And it's because that I am, blind, and I can focus more than somebody who is not blind. So we can show to the employer, or generally to the people, that as a result of my disability, I have learned a lot, or I've developed certain skills. So, the disclosure of this disability is really important. And I encourage all my friends living with sight loss or living with a disability to do so, because this will really help people to understand more about disability and more about us. And that way we can make good friends, we can expand our network. The more open we are, the better we can build our network, the better we can make friends, the better we can go out and get things that we want. But if we do not disclose our disability, and if we think that it's something that happened to me, or if we get depressed, we cannot expect people to be happy with us. How they can enjoy spending some time with us if they feel that we are not happy with who we are, and how they feel comfortable if they think that we are not happy with what we are given, So in fact, we could be individuals like to inspire people, and this will inspire them if we show that we are confident, if we show that we are happy with our disability. And like I said, we are happy as a result of the disability that we have. We have developed certain skills, and this is something that I have found it very useful, and it has helped me to gain more confidence and more independence. And in fact, I have been able to meet someone as a wife, and she's my wife now, and I have two young kids, and I never accept that I am a blind. Yeah, physically yes, but mentally no, because I am open. If somebody asks me, I'm blind, yes, I am blind. But I have been doing this or I have done that. So they say, oh wow, it's amazing. Although you are visually impaired, although you are blind, you have done a lot. You have done even more than I have done. So this is something that I hear a lot from people. But what happens if I do not disclose my disability, or if I sort of stay away from people to do that who ask me questions? So obviously this will show that I am not happy with who I am. And this is something that another thing that I would like to say, and with this I would like to end this video, that it is when we are open to disclose our disability, the society starts to having a high expectation from us. So if we do not disclose our disability, the society will have a low expectation from us. They always will think that we can't do much, and this will be something that will definitely be so destructive and so demolishing. So that's why we will encounter people that do have low expectation. Oh, they cannot do this. It's okay because they are blind, and it's okay if they cannot do this because they have a disability or physical disability. So, but if we disclose our disability and show that we are confident and we are happy and satisfied with what we are and who we are, so this encourages people to have a higher expectation from us. They will say, or they will think that, oh, despite they have a disability, or if, despite she or he is blind, they can do this, or he can do this, he can do this, she can do this. So this also will really help the society to have high expectation. So in fact, we can challenge people that who think about us as individuals with low expectation or with a disability. As a result, if they have a low expectation from us. So I hope I can talk. I have talked about this, and I hope I have been able to address some of the issues here and respond to the questions that you guys asked me. Like I said, if you have any questions like this, or if you would like me to make videos about these issues, please leave me comments, and I will be really happy to do that. So again, thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. This means a lot to me, and I appreciate if you can share with your friends and contacts. So thank you, and you have a good day and enjoy
Speech
your
on.
life.
Take picture.
Thank you.
Stop recording video.